Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to show you an A to Z guide to setting up your website's social media links in Nextr. If you're an influencer or a small business owner, we're going to show you how to integrate your social media profiles into your website. We're going to walk you through adding social media icons to the header and footer using Nextr's built-in options, and we're going to show you how to customize the color, size, and shape of the icons to match your brand. So we're going to demonstrate all of that in just a moment. Alright, so here we are on the dashboard. Let's take a look at our website real quick. Okay, and we built up this website from scratch in the previous videos. And you know, it's not the prettiest website, but it is a functional website. And as you can see, we have our contact us area here. We have our menu and services in our homepage. And you can see we only have a header but no footer. And let's go ahead and add a social media icon like bank or area or block to our contact us page. And after a while, we're going to show you how to add it to your header and footer if you aren't familiar with Nextr's theme builder. So let's go ahead and click on edit page here on the top. And let's go ahead and take a look at what Nextr has to offer with its built-in social media links area. Alright, so here we are. Let's go ahead and enter the block editor, and we can go down here and scroll down under the Nextr ones, and you can see we have social icons. Let's just drag and drop that here on the top. And by default, this is what comes up. Okay? And you can see there are 15 styles to choose from, actually 16 with the custom one. And you can change them, or you can select between them, and you can see they have their own animations depending on which one you choose. So with these alone, there are endless possibilities to match your brand. So if all of your logos might be round, you might want to choose the round one. If your website was a bit more simplistic, you could go on with these minimalist styles. Again, it really depends on what you want to go with for your website branding, right? Whatever looks best on your website. Okay, and then custom over here, you could customize what the styles and whatnot look like. So let's go on and stick with this one for now, and let's explore this block, and let's explore how to add it to the rest of the website. Okay, so we've selected our style here. And you can see down here we have our social networks. Let's take a look at the interface real quick. So just like any list, there's these 6 dots here. And we can drag and drop them to change the positioning or the ordering of which they appear. We have our duplicate over here, and with this over here, and we have our X here just to delete that. And if we wanted to, we can go ahead and click on this. Okay? And then you can see we can change the social network. So let's go ahead and go with the Twitter one, right? We don't call it Twitter these days, we call it X. Let's click on that. And let's say we didn't want to use Twitter. Let's say we wanted to use Instagram. And you can see automatically, once we change it to Instagram, it changes the icon. Let's say Foursquare, I'm not even sure if Foursquare even exists, and it automatically changes it. So Flickr over there, Dropbox, you name it, VK, right? If you can access that on your website, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, if you're Telegram, Tumblr, you name it. And then your link can go over here, right? Just copy paste that, or we can also change our preferences to open this in a new window, so on and so forth, and add custom attributes. But we can also change the title over here. So for instance, if we had well, we can choose it to custom, and well, as you can see, if we just selected Spotify, it's going to say Spotify. Or for instance, a great example again is Twitter, and we want to call it X. But the problem is, even if we do select Twitter, it's going to keep the icon of the bird. So let's go ahead and go under custom, right? And it's going to allow us to change the icon. So we can either have no icon, we can have one of the default icons, or we can add an image. right? So it doesn't actually have to be social media links. It can just be links in general. And we can upload an image here. And we have some icons in our media library over here. Let's choose this one. And you can see we've changed it to that, right? But we can go and select maybe, let's put X over here and see if it has it. Or maybe on this one. And it probably, let's see if we put Twitter. Or actually, these ones probably aren't updated. So if we probably scroll down, we might find something close enough. Probably not because they aren't updated. But there is an Xbox icon over here, and we can change the icon color as well. Again, these are just the defaults that we set it to. We can set it to white. We can change the background color, right? Because X is like black now. We can change the border color if we want to do. We can set this to default. We can also change what it looks like when we hover. So icon color, we can set that to red. Background color to something else, right? We'll keep it black for this one. And then we'll set this to default. And then we can also change, we can add a tooltip. So right, once we hover over it, you can see. And then if we, let's say, wanted to change our typography, we can go ahead and change the font to something else. We can change the font color, right? But again, it's that's how it's gonna end up looking like. Okay, and then for YouTube, again, it's just the same thing. Put your link over here, put your channel. You can put your subscribe link over here. And then if we want to do for our tooltip, there you go. And it's really that simple. We can also change the alignment of our block, right? If we want to put left, right, or center, we'll just keep it on the middle since we're putting this on our page. And then under style, right, we have our icon size. We can change how these look like, right? We can change our image width if we were using images, and you can also change the icon size depending on whether or not it's desktop, tablet, or mobile. And again, we can change our typography over here. And if we wanted to, let's go ahead and choose a, it's a bit hard to read, isn't it? A different font. And we can also change our height, our letter spacing to make it look more unique. And then our tooltip options is the same thing. We can change where it appears, right? There's also a bunch of other options. Let's go with light border with that, and we can change the width and offset and distance and arrows, you name it. For the arrow, we can remove the arrow. Okay, and under advanced settings, we can add a background to this. So let's go ahead and add some color. Let's go with light purple, lavender, I guess, just so you can see where it's at. We can add animations if we wanted to. Display rules, position, responsive settings, custom classes. So let's go ahead and click on save. And let's view this in our live site. And that's how it's going to look like. Right? So besides just our header over here and our contact information, we have our social media links. Okay, so we have our social media links on our contact us page, right? But what if we wanted to put them onto our header and our footer? So right now we're going to go ahead and show you how to do just that. Okay, so here on our dashboard, and under the Nextr extension, we have our theme builder. And don't mind everything else, right? Everything else is disabled because we've made those in different videos. But for this one, we have our header. So let's go ahead and click on edit on that. And okay, let's go back to our website over here, our live page. You can see we only have a icon and our menu over here. if we want to do, let's go ahead and put these into a new container, into rows of 3. Let's put this down here, and then this one in here. Okay, and then we can go ahead and change our layout here, if it's even possible, to scrunch this up maybe. Okay, well, anyway, or probably for this one, let's go with this, and then let's center that, and then under layout, or here, layout, we can change our width for that, and then for this we can go ahead and change our layout for this to be a bit wider, if it's possible. And not for that one, but for this one. I suppose that would be the limit for that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, anyway, now that we have that in its place, let's go ahead and add in our social media links, our icons. Now we can just drag and drop that into our space over here, and we have global styles that we saved earlier, right? It may or may not work. It's a bit buggy from what we have. Okay, there we go. It's been able to sync, but one way to do this is, from earlier we saved how it looks like on our Contact Us page, and it saves us some time, right, with styling it, as you can see, but it doesn't actually save the changes we've made to make it Twitter into X, so we'll have to manually go in and do that, right? So we'll have to put this over here and then do the whole thing where we make it custom, and then we'd have to go in and change our icon over here, and all the way down, go to the Xbox one, and then change the color to black, of course, and then so on and so forth, and then change this to X. But since this is the main menu, we can go ahead and just change it to the circles or the boxes, and probably go with these, save that, and then let's go ahead and reload our site, and you can see that our menu has now changed, and here's our our header, that is, our menu is changed into the scrunched up one, and we have our social media links over here. Okay, easy enough. Now, how do we go about making it for our footer? Let's say we wanted to put our social media links on the footer, right? Now, again, if you are familiar with WordPress's, well, Nexters theme builder, now you're going to see how we will go about making a footer, right? We have videos on how to make a header and footer in Nexters theme builder, but if this is just your introduction, you'll see how easy and simple it is. So under the theme builder, we'll click on Add New Template, and we can click on Layouts, and it's going to prompt us to choose a footer. Footer 1. Let's click on Next, and then we can include this in the whole website, right? And these are display conditions, so you can choose to hide this from your Contact Us page because it's already going to be on there. It might make it look a bit cluttered. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Or, let's see, particular page, and then we'll put this. There we go. Let's click on Create. And this shouldn't appear on our Contact Us page, just to keep things simple, right? And let's call this the way Socials Footer 1. That's going to be automatic. And what we're going to do is go ahead and drag and drop the social icons block into our workspace here. Let's change the styles, right? Let's not worry about customizing these because you already know how to. It's kind of pointless to explain it to you. And let's go ahead and reload our site. So now, on our whole website, we have our header over here with these icons, And down here, we have these icons as well. So if we went into our menu and services area, like Book Today, it'll appear at the very bottom as well. But if we went to the Contact Us page, it shouldn't appear because we set it as that. Okay. Similarly, if we wanted a different kind of layout, rather than having to edit our footer over here, okay, we can just go ahead and choose to disable this and then make a brand new one. Footer. And then 2. Next. And then we can just go ahead and like display this on the entire website, of course. And again, you can choose to display this on your blog posts only, so on and so forth. And, you know, that's what makes Nexter's theme builder such a practical choice. And since we want this to be aligned to the side, we can do that. And now, once we check out our website, let's reload it. You can see here we have our social icons down here. Okay, menu services, it should appear right there. Contact us, it should appear right there. FAQs should appear right there. Okay, and if we wanted to, again, let's go back to the theme builder and go ahead and disable that. If we disable that and reload our site, you'll see it'll disappear. And likewise, if we enabled the first one, it should appear again. Okay, and it's a bit broken because we didn't. All right, we just need to reload it. Okay, probably something to do with the cache. So, if you found this video helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, as it really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm, show this kind of video to other nerds like us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Hey, if you want to know where to get the blocks that we used in this video to make forms real simple, real easy, check out the link in the description. It'll take you to the website of Nexter where you can get the Nexter blocks yourself. Now, if you check out the pricing, they have 3 different levels: starter, professional, and studio. We recommend getting the studio one because it's a one-time payment. It's lifetime. You get all the blocks, so you don't have to worry about not having the right blocks to get what you need done. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one. Hey, if you found this video helpful, be sure to check out one of our other videos, or go ahead and check out our channel and subscribe to see more content like this.